Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Ludwig. I want to start off today by just saying hello to all of you and tell you how much I miss seeing you. Hope everything is going well. I'm going to be explaining today the lesson for this week. Before I do that, I just want to send out a reminder to you that I will be having a Teams meeting on Mondays, 1:45 until 2:30. That'll be every Monday, 1:45 to 2:30 for my 8th grade math classes. I also have a Teams check-in on Fridays from 12:15 until 1. So if you have any questions, you can check in at either one of those times. I will share the link to get into the Teams the day of the meeting on my Google Classroom. At any time, you can see an explanation of any of the work on Google Classroom, or you could also message me either through Google Classroom or send me an email if you have any other questions. Okay, so once again, I hope you're all doing well and I really miss you. This week, we're going to be doing a lesson on distributive property and combining like terms in equations. We did start this right before we went out, and we've gone back now to revisit some other topics before we got to this point. So we're going to start when we are solving problems that have distributive property in them by distributing when needed. Remember, that means to multiply the number outside the parentheses to every number inside the parentheses. So as you see in example number 1, we need to distribute the 2 to the x and the 2 to the 3. Remember, if there's no number in front of the x, that means there's a 1 there, that we call that the invisible 1. So when we distribute this 2, we say 2 times 1x would give me 2x plus 2 times 3 would give me 6 equals 14. If you remember before, I told you I usually go like this and put a dotted line. This is just a reminder that these are the two opposite sides of the equation. Whatever I do on one side of the equation, I have to do on the opposite side of the equation. My step 2 says to combine like terms. In this equation, there's no like terms needed to be combined. So I have to move right to step 3, which is solving this equation using inverse operations. Remember, this is a 2-step equation, so I first have to get rid of the plus 6. The opposite of plus 6 is minus 6. If I subtract 6 on this side, I subtract this 6 on this side. Remember, I told you an equation's like a scale, so to keep it balanced, whatever you put on one side, you have to put on the other. Whatever you take away from one side, you have to take away from the other. So 6 plus 6 and a minus 6 will cancel each other out, leaving me with 2x on this side of the equation. And then 14 minus 6 is 8. This is a single-step equation at this point. To solve a single-step equation, I know that 2x means 2 times x. My inverse operation is division. I'm going to divide by 2 and divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 leaves me with 1x equals 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. If I want to do my check, I can substitute the 4 in for the x. That would leave me with 2 times 4 plus 3 equals 14. 4 plus 3 is 7. 2 times 7 is 14 equals 14. Check, my answer is correct. Remember, I haven't been requiring you to do the checks, but they are helpful to make sure that you did your work correctly. Okay, so in example number 2, we're going to follow the same steps. First, we need to distribute. So I distribute the 3, I distribute the 3. And remember, I told you it doesn't matter what side the variable's on. You still go to the side with the variable first when you're solving. I'm going to put my dotted line down the middle. So 3 times 1b will leave me with 3b plus 3 times 8 is 24 equals negative 15. Okay, inverse operations tells me to get rid of a plus 24, I'm going to minus 24. If I subtract 24 on this side, I subtract 24 on this side. 3b is equal to 39. I now am going to divide by 3 on both sides of the equation. this leaves me with 1b is equal to 39 divided by 3 is 13. I hope that this is refreshing your memory from things we did in class. Let's go to the final example for this topic. So 4 times 1y and 4 times negative 3. So 3y plus 4y minus 4 times 3 is 12 equals 9. Again, I'm going to put my dotted line. That's for my benefit, just to remember to keep going back and forth to the two sides of the equation. 3 plus 4, they both have the same variable to the same exponent, so I can add them. That gives me 7y minus 12 equals 9. So let's go back up to the steps. I distribute it. I made sure I multiplied everything on the outside to everything on the inside. I combine my like terms. I now have to solve the equation using inverse operations. So I first have to add 12, because a minus 12 and an add 12 plus 12 are going to cancel each other out. If I add 12 here, I add 12 here. 9 plus 12 is 21. And I'm going to bring my 7y down. 7y equals 21. I now divide by 7, divide by 7. I'm left with 1y equals 21 divided by 7 is 3. Okay, I hope that these 3 examples refreshed your memory about solving equations, two-step equations, also about combining like terms and using the distributive property. At this point, go to the next step on the Google Classroom, which would be to answer the questions on the Google form, and then to move on to your IXL lesson. Please remember when you're answering the questions on the Google form to hit submit when you finish, and the answers will come to me then, and I can mark you as completing your assignment. Also, please go back and look at previous assignments to see if there's anything that you haven't submitted. I will start posting grades. If you see an M for missing for your assignment, please make sure you go back and complete that assignment, or contact me if there's any problem. I hope you have a good week, and I hope to see you in Teams this week.